Bismillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another session of Muslimah Writers Q&A. I am your host and question answerer, Naima B. Robert, award-winning writer, publisher, and trainer-in-chief at muslimahwriters.com. As you can see, I'm in a new setting today. Alhamdulillah, I'm actually in wonderful Harare in Zimbabwe, in my dad's house, the house I grew up in, mashallah. And it's lovely to be recording this video from such an amazing location, mashallah. Okay, so today's question is actually a really, really important question. And it's one that many sisters have asked me before. And it is a one, I think, that plays on the minds of a lot of sisters as they embark on their writing journey. And that question is, how do you decide if something you write should stay personal or be shared with the public? How do you decide if something you write should stay personal or be shared with the public? Now, some things that we write, it's a no-brainer, really, that we should share it because it's great. People will love it. It's fun. It's made for reading. It's made for sharing. It's made for community. It's made to be out there. It's made to be public. But this question very often is asked by people who are writing about quite personal things. It could be stories of their own childhood or things that they've gone through, experiences they've had that may be quite personal and quite painful at some times. So, and this is where this question comes from, should I keep this personal or should I share it with the public? I always start from a standpoint of your writing is your own. Just like your story is your own, your writing is your own. And you are the one to decide whether to share it or not. And when you decide to share it, it's up to you where, how, and when you decide to share it. That is completely and utterly your choice. So there is no compulsion at any stage of your journey for you to share anything. That's the first thing that you need to understand. So there is no compulsion for you to share anything. So what I would say is my first question when you're thinking of whether to keep it personal, to make it public, ask yourself how you feel about it. How do you feel comfortable? Because it's your choice at the end of the day, Are you okay with sharing it? Are you okay with putting it out there? Are you okay with other people reading it? If the answer is yes, then alhamdulillah, you've got kind of part of your answer. If you are less comfortable with it, if you feel in some way that it would be a violation or an intrusion for other people to read it, you have one of two choices. First, don't share it. It's very simple. Keep it private. If sharing it is very uncomfortable for you or you feel that it could be damaging to you in some way, then by all means keep it private. The other option available for you is to put it out into the public domain, but using any of the techniques of privacy, for example, releasing it anonymously, releasing it under a pseudonym. You can have a pen name or you can use a kunya. Any of the kunya meaning so-and-so. And you can put it out there without making it clear that it's attached to you if you feel uncomfortable about it. But the answer to the second question is a yes. And the second question is there benefit in sharing it? Okay, this is very often the case with what I call lemonade writing. Lemonade writing is the kind of writing that is based on your own life experiences, all sorts of life experiences, tough ones, joyful ones, challenges, triumphs, everything. But particularly when we take the lemons of our lives and turn them into literary lemonade, so we basically write something of benefit, but base it on something that we've been through that was difficult or that was painful for us. I call it lemonade writing. But in those cases, we know that sharing this could be beneficial for other people, whether it's to connect with them, whether it's for them to see that they're not alone, whether it's to inspire them. We know that sharing this thing that we may not be comfortable sharing would actually be beneficial to a lot of people out there. Then you can decide to take the route of either keeping it private, regardless of the fact that it's beneficial, or using a pseudonym or releasing it anonymously, etc. Okay, so the first question is, how do you feel about sharing it? Are you comfortable with it? The second question you should ask yourself is there benefit? If there is no benefit in sharing it, or if there's harm that would come from sharing it, then I think that the answer would be keep it private. And you only know kind of what the thing is that you want to write and what the effects would be and the ramifications. So if there is no benefit in it, if harm could come from it, if it's haram even to share it, then it's probably best kept private. And the third thing that I advise you to do, whatever decision you make, pray istikhara. Istikhara is, alhamdulillah, is a fantastic tool that we have where we can ask for Allah's guidance in whatever decision that we make. So if you decide to make it public, whether under your name or under a pseudonym or anonymously, pray istikhara. If you decide to not share it because you're feeling uncomfortable, then maybe pray istikhara and just, so that you feel like you've taken care of all the contingencies, you've asked Allah's guidance, and at the end of the day, what will be, will be. And people will be led to what they need. I believe that very, very strongly, mashallah. So if you are one of the people that I call a lemonade writer, and you've written something that you're not sure, maybe it is something private to you, but you're now thinking, should I keep it private or make it public? Consider asking those 3 questions. How comfortable do you feel about it? Is there benefit in it? And have you prayed istikhara? And I hope that that's beneficial for you. See you next week for another session of Muslimah Writers Q&A. In the meantime, I leave you to write. Don't forget to download one of our challenges, our writing challenges from the link below. Get on with that daily writing. That is the way to grow. That is the way to succeed. That is the way to make progress on your writer's journey. See you next week, inshallah. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.